Viana is actually a family-owned business, family-run as well. It was started by my father and mother in 1991. They began their journey in cosmetic retail, really starting with a small stall in Colombo. From that point, they learned about the consumer, learned about international markets, which allowed them to develop their own brand, which started in 2009. And now, nearly 10 years later, I've joined the business as the second generation, taking what they built in retail, in manufacturing and R&D to the global stage as products that are truly Sri Lankan and adds that flavor to the international market. To Viana, truly Sri Lankan is a process. Our products are Sri Lankan, our consumers initially were Sri Lankan, and the manufacturer is Sri Lankan. When we think about a product that is Sri Lankan, Sri Lanka has a lot to offer. Our rainforests, our oceans, our rivers are often untouched. It's not discovered by our world. In fact, some of our rainforests still introduce species even as recent as 2015. What I mean when we say Viana is truly Sri Lankan, we are trying to get that untapped potential of Sri Lanka and introduce it in a format that is palatable by international markets, produced in Sri Lanka by a Sri Lankan-run management. When we think about Sri Lanka and what it has to offer the world, and why Sri Lanka, when compared to other South Asian countries, one big fact to know about Sri Lanka is that we have a rainforest here that is over 200 million years old. This rainforest, the Singaraja rainforest, is probably one of the last remaining rainforests in South Asia. And when you take Sri Lanka as landmass to biodiversity, Sri Lanka is number one in Asia. So the plants here are not found anywhere else. The botanical potential, the chemistries of these plants are not found anywhere else. So as a makeup company, as a skin and hair care company, we think that we can bring the science behind these kind of natural chemistries and offer it to the world. And our job is actually far more easier because Sri Lanka also has a medical system which is over 3,000 years old, called HelaVeda, which is a branch of Ayurveda, but distinctly unique to Sri Lanka. So different to the Ayurveda of India, where we entirely focus on the native endemic plants of Sri Lanka. And they actually make our job a lot easier because the Ayurvedic doctors, the HelaVeda doctors of Sri Lanka, have identified these plants well in advance. They know how to use which part for which different skin ailments or different skin or hair ailments, and they have a process which not only aided the commoner back in those times, but also part of royal courts, not just in Sri Lanka but probably Rome, Persia, even China. And as a trade route, Sri Lankan spices and botanicals have always been going around the world. As a company that is in the modern world now, we want to present these riches back to the global market in a format that they understand. For us, an interesting plant that we came across in our research and working with communities and also local universities was Kikirindia. Kikirindia is a small kind of plant that grows here along paddy fields, typically. And this plant historically has been used by our kings, their courts, for hair growth. Rather, once your hair falls, whether it's your beard, whether it's your hair, kings, princesses, queens have used Kikirindia since 3,000, 2,000 years ago for this process. Kikirindia today is used in Viana products, in our Ayurvedic shampoo Ayu blends, and we offer it in a format that is, it combines our ritualistic past with modern science. So we bring Kikirindia to our laboratory, we extract Kikirindia, and we look at the different botanical natures within Kikirindia that actually helps hair growth. So we go beyond just the story of our past, and we bridge it with modernity, with science, to prove, Sri Lanka has a lot to offer, and this actually works. Our business, because it's a family-run business, my parents are strong valued in in the Sri Lankan sense. They view building companies as building families, building communities, meaning all the different people who work for us and their families are very much part of our business. So from the start, actually, even our first employee at our company nearly 30 years ago still remains with us and have developed along their life path along with us. Coming to the graduates that you mentioned, Sri Lanka has a vast resource in undergraduates and also graduates in the scientific field. We often hear about Sri Lankans in the US, Sri Lankans in Europe, who are top of their class, whether it's at NASA or maybe CERN. These graduates are part of Viana's team. We rely on the local university system, graduates of chemistry, graduates of microbiology, to work with us in our laboratories. And like you said, over 90% of our staff are female, and we not only allow them or work with them in kind of the scientific capacity, but they're also involved in management. Women leadership is a key part of Viana, not only from a scientific point of view, but also from a consumer point of view, because they're very much in touch with the beauty market globally, and they understand how a beauty product should work to, go above and beyond what the consumer expects. So that is a crucial part of our business. And thinking more about the botanicals of Sri Lanka, I think looking to the future, what I'd like to see Viana do as we go on our journey is to also look out for the communities that took care of our rainforest. Our rainforest is available for global consumption today because of different indigenous communities who have taken care of the forest and allowed it to thrive into the 21st century. When we hear about other countries cutting their rainforests for their industrialization, Sri Lanka has kept it the way it was 200 million years ago. And I think as ethical business, a sustainable business, we want to be involved in the communities that took care of our forests, our ecosystems, and add more life to it while we present it to the world. Yeah, I mean, our range of products are quite wide. This was actually intentional as well. My father set out to create the widest range of beauty care products to give a total solution, as I said, top to toe. So that means we have makeup products in our portfolio, we have skincare products, also hair care products as categories. But inside this, we have the widest range of nail polish, we have the widest range of lipsticks. Coming to skin and hair, we are looking more at total solutions to a particular problem, whether it's acne or hair fall, or even unique product that we have, for example, is mature hair, for example. Like people talk about anti-aging for the skin, why not anti-aging for the hair? So with Viana, we look at what the consumers are asking for, looking for in the international market, and then we also look at the kind of plant chemistries that can cater to these wide problems. And we create products that are, routines, are part of lifestyles, so that they can, it's a natural step for their wellness, for their skin and hair health. From the cosmetic side, we believe in diversity, which is why we look for the widest range in our products. So that means a wide range of tones, a wide range of colors, so that the product is accessible to a wider market. And then overall, when we look at cosmetics and skin hair care, I think historically, beauty care starts with soap. Often you hear the word the big soap businesses of the world. And from soap and then petroleum, the market has now moved to natural oils. The king among this is, of course, coconut oil. And Sri Lanka has something to offer that is different to the coconut oils of the world, which is Tamili, king coconut. So the king coconut, the orange coconut of Sri Lanka, is native to here, not found anywhere else in the world. Maybe you might see it in Kerala, but it's probably coming from Sri Lanka. And king coconut is an essential part of our products. We infuse the water, the milk, the oils into our hair care, into our skincare products. And I think that's a story that we want to take out there and show, when you use keratin or almond or the other ingredients of the global cosmetic market, king coconut can probably stand not only among them, might be much better for your health. And I think Ayurvedic doctors can stand for it. So I have some experience coming from US kind of education background, and in that process I got the chance to work with some Korean cosmetic products in New York. And when you look at the Korean cosmetic kind of journey, they have followed a blueprint that was set by the Japanese before them. And with the advent of e-commerce, I think there's an opportunity, kind of a leveling of the playing field, allowing new brand houses like Viana to compete with the who's who of the world, whether it's Estee Lauder or your Louis Vuitton. So I think for me, as a second generation, that's what I would like to see. I think in terms of ingredients, Sri Lanka has a lot to offer. Our manufacturing standards are equivalent to someone like Taiwan or China, which most of the European brands work with anyway. So from that standpoint, I see an opportunity to create new stories, to tell new stories, really, and make consumers globally aware of the history of beauty. Sri Lanka has always held a place in kind of the trade route between China and Europe, and I think with the kind of new Sri Lanka that we see today, the independent Sri Lanka, there's an opportunity to get back into that trade route and create brands, create kind of luxurious experiences for us in cosmetics, where global consumers can be, can enjoy the riches of our biodiversity and our oceans, rivers, and that's where I'd like to take. So, with Christmas in Colombo and Netflix as a potential format for consuming this content, I think it follows suit with what we are trying to do at Viana. At Viana, I have always envisioned using the direct-to-consumer e-commerce methodology to access consumers globally, and that would be the same with Netflix, or whether it's up on YouTube or Instagram. So consumers today go direct to the content that is created and access and use it directly, and that is true of our products today as well. So for us, it's great to have British production companies coming here to Sri Lanka to tell the stories of Sri Lanka. Like the Viana story, there are a lot of hidden stories to tell here, and a lot of intermixed stories between this globalized world that we live in. And Viana is truly looking at the big picture, the global picture, because our product is in that sense manufactured with components from different parts of the world, and we will go to consumers who are in different parts of the world. So joining Christmas in Colombo is very much part of our story. It's a global story really, and Viana hopefully will be a global story too.